saving up and saving at least 10% of your paycheck each month, no matter what financial situation you're in. So this whole notion comes from the book Richest Man in Babylon, and in the book, a poor man in Babylon saves 10% of his income, and eventually that income starts compounding on itself, and he becomes richer and richer and richer. And from the principles of this book, we can really apply this to our modern day in terms of before everything else, so before your Netflix subscription, before buying groceries, before paying your petrol bill, account all of that into your Excel spreadsheet and then subtract that from your paycheck and save at least 10% of that paycheck and put it aside, put it into stocks, put it into bonds, put it into ETFs, whatever, or even cryptocurrency, whatever you like to invest into. And month by month, you start saving up first £100, then £1,000, and from that £1,000, you quickly have 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. I know this firsthand. When I was 18, I started saving up quite rigorously. My first paycheck from my job, I spent as a little fun, obviously, first job. I spent it on, I think it was like an Xbox back then or something like that. But from then on, whatever I did, most, if not all, 95% of my paycheck went to saving up. I've put all of that into Tesla stock back in the day, and this was before all the Tesla controversy. This was when everyone loved Elon Musk, when Tesla was just beginning to ramp up and you first started seeing Tesla cars on the road for the first time. I remember that was amazing as a first-time Tesla investor back in, I don't know, this was maybe 2016 or something like that. Maybe a bit later, because I didn't make insane gains. I made very, very good gains on Tesla stock. I must have doubled my money, maybe tripled it even. But anyway, in 2 to 3 years, I managed to save up around 15 to 17 grand. And what I did with that money is I bought my parents a mortgage. So I gave them that money as a gift, as an official gift. And then they went to a mortgage advisor. They put that money towards a deposit on a house, and now they're paying down the house instead of wasting the money month by month of paying the landlord and that money going basically into the bin. So that was what I did up until the age of, let's say, 20, 21. And then I had about 1 year where I would literally just splurge my money. I thought, okay, I reached a financial goal and I started splurging my money, started buying clothes like this, started to think, oh, it'll be nice to look good. Started caring about what people think again, which was a bad thing to do, because I thought to myself, oh, it'd be great to, after all this time of saving, it'd be great to get myself some new clothes, get some brands I like. Guys, people, as long as you have some clothes on your back and they're clean, people really don't care what you're wearing. People really care about how you act, and not even that, because people really care only about themselves, to be honest. As long as you're nice to people and you're confident, you will get by in life. You really don't need luxury brands, logos, especially logos, nothing like that. There is that saying that if someone pulls up in a Ferrari, people don't care about the guy in the Ferrari. They care about the Ferrari itself, they imagine themselves in the Ferrari and they're like, wow, it'd be great to have that car. They don't care about that guy in the Ferrari. They're not like, oh my God, that guy is so cool. You know, I want to go for a beer with him. No, they don't care in the slightest. So really keeping up with the Joneses is really like a virus in our society, I think. Everyone thinks that they need that latest thing just because they think that they will be much cooler in the eyes of their peers. But really, that is completely false, guys. As long as you feel good about yourself, then this will reflect back at you with your social interactions. So, I mean, there is a fine line between saving up extremely and saving on things that you love. So, for example, I love traveling, and just this year, I'm gonna spend about $2,000 on a holiday in Thailand. So, all of my flights cost about $1,000, and then let's say, okay, so it breaks down like this. The flight cost about £600. The hotels will cost probably another £400, £500. Then you've got spending money. It is quite cheap in Thailand. But nevertheless, my point is, this is what I love doing, and this is the one thing I will spend my money on. I stopped spending money on everything else. I'm not getting any stupid gadgets. I'm never getting a new phone again, because paying off a phone monthly is just absolutely outrageous. What I'm gonna do is, I like a brand, I like Pixel phones. What I'm gonna do is just go on eBay, buy myself a nice, either used or a brand new with defects, and you're literally paying half the price. What else can you save on? You can save on cars. So what I did with this car, which was a massive mistake, and I think you should never do, is I thought to myself, oh, it'd be great to have a car that my peers will look at and be like, wow. So I spent about 15K a few years ago, about 3 years ago, and I'm still paying off this car to this day. I've paid interest on it. I've paid about £3,000 interest, and that's like 170 quid from my paycheck each month. Guys, if 3 years ago I had 17 grand, or even worse, if 3 years ago I had 180 quid more each month to put into stocks, that money would probably not be 17K today. It would probably be 30K. That's conservative estimations, because over the years, my return on my stocks has been very, very good. In the last 4 years, I must have made around, this is just a guesstimate, but I must have made around 200% on my investment. That is very, very good. That's about 50% a year. And even ChatGPT thinks that is like incredible results, which I'm very happy of. And I'm very humbled to be able to watch YouTube videos, have an amazing breakdown of stocks that are very good companies. These people break everything down for you, and all you need to do is watch a few of these stock videos a week. Obviously, these videos have to be from reputable YouTubers, but how amazing is it that you can have a stock analyst, a personal stock analyst, for yourself for free, and all you need to do is just pick your favorite companies. Although there is a massive knowledge gap, I will admit, where it is definitely worth doing research yourself and learning about the stock market and investments from books, from podcasts, just so that you know, when you're watching these stock gurus, let's say, you can identify the ones which are telling the truth and the ones who are peddling information just to get views. So, for example, back in the day, I used to watch this guy on YouTube called Stockmo, right? And there was this teacher from America who was like a finance teacher in a college or something like that. And what he used to do was push Tesla stock. So he used to every day make a video about Tesla, and I used to watch that. And to be honest, I made a lot of money from that. But the catch here was that he used to also peddle or push these stocks that were really crappy stocks, but had just like a great story behind them. So he used to, for example, push NEO, stocks such as ChargePoint. And even though these stocks had a great story behind them, because everyone at that point was all about the self-driving and electrical car revolution, these stocks really had terrible cash flows, they were unprofitable, and the intrinsic value was in the minus. So guys, and I lost quite a bit of money on those stocks, even though I made it up an extra up on Tesla. So what I'm trying to say is that there is definitely a point in building up your own knowledge so that you can tell when these people are trying to scam you, basically trying to sell you their courses, trying to get views so that you use their referral link, for example. A few YouTubers I can recommend myself is, for example, Couch Investor. He's a great guy. He really breaks down each company very well, and presents a bull case and a bear case for each of these companies. And he really knows what the intrinsic value of a company does to a stock price. Let me just cut across because there's some traffic here. So that is one great YouTube channel I can recommend. Another YouTube channel is Adam Khoo. So that guy, he's an investor in Singapore, and albeit he does have a community and does sell courses, but this guy has an amazing bottoms up approach, and he teaches you everything. He teaches you the technicals. He teaches you, okay, I'm a bit pushed up here. It would be nice if someone would let me through, but there is a lot of traffic. But anyway, Adam Khoo teaches you a lot of the technicals, what the price action does, how to calculate intrinsic value with a discounted cash flow. You can even buy for very cheap calculators from him where you can plug the numbers in Excel and the calculator calculates the intrinsic value. He makes really relevant videos each month. So those two guys I would recommend 100% for anyone who's looking to learn more about the stock market. And yeah, so basically it's all about learning and sourcing your information from viable sources. These guys are beeping at me because there's a lot of traffic, but what can you do? So anyway, guys, it's all about saving your money, not spending on the crappy things that everyone expects you to have, because really, like, items in this world, they don't matter, really don't matter. And a great philosophy to get into would be Stoicism, for example, or even Buddhism, where both of them really preach like being happy with yourself and finding freedom and happiness internally and not from circumstances. And really, the thing is if something bad happens to you or something like that, the best approach is, what really matters is how you react and not what actually happened to you. So your reaction is the most important, and all of that we can influence ourselves. Our reaction is our choice. What happens to us is not our choice. So that is a great thing to implement with your saving, with your investing strategies. Remember to be stoic about everything. The market goes up and down, and it always will do. Never panic sell. Always buy the dip, and yeah, just keep going, guys. You can all do it. I believe in you. Keep grinding, keep going to your jobs, keep trying to build your business like I am, and one day, maybe, we will all be much better off than we are now. So, thank you guys extremely for watching this video. I really appreciate it. It would be amazing if you guys could give me a like and a subscribe for this channel. I am trying to make videos, if not every day, then once every few days, just to see what I can actually do on this YouTube sphere. So another thing you can check out is my website, which is poetarchives.com. So that's poetarchives.com. I make original designs, streetwear, skater clothing. It's cheap. It's not extravagant, but the quality is very, very good. And the designs are heartfelt and original. So please go check that out. Otherwise, subscribe to the video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.